Back with us on the SportsMax Zone. Match day 4 in the UEFA Champions League ended a short while ago. In Group C, Czech champions Viktoria Pizen welcomed the challenge of Bayern Munich. And we have those highlights.
It's a Bayern side beset by absences, with domestic struggles weighing heavily on their shoulders. Mane bustling in and getting the return ball. Deft finish, wonderful goal. Move that little bit closer. Getting clattered in the process by Tijani. Play allowed to continue. It should be 2. It is 2. Coleman. Muller tried to help it in first time, and it's 3. Accrued very early. Sane taking on. It's another delicious ball in. And Goretzka scores again. Calm finish, but it's the pass that makes it. Straight down the side of Tijani. Sane just waiting. Perfectly angled pass. Lovely. From the head of the Plzeň player onto the head of the Bayern goalkeeper. Nothing you can do about that one, though. Quite magnificent finish, and Sven Ulreich could only stand and watch. Vulkanova, the Bundesliga against Stuttgart. Holik. Clement, can he turn? He can! And involved in the build-up and making his way forward. Holik finding him. He still had so much to do. Look at this, flicked up with his right foot, swept home with his left. Bayern Munich, the latest side to make it safely through to the knockout stages. A 4th straight win to continue their 100% record in this group so far.
Yeah, so Bayern Munich with that result today moved to a perfect 12 points from their 4 games. They are one of 2 unbeaten teams left. Well, not unbeaten teams, but one of 2 teams with perfect records in the Champions League. After match day 4, they've won all their 4 games. So too have Napoli. Still with Group C, because at the Nou Camp, or Camp Nou, Barcelona hosted Italy's Inter Milan in a game that is perhaps one of the best I've seen this calendar year. A real cracker. 6 goals in it.
Talking now of 3 finals, whereas Barcelona are doing very well domestically. Inter aren't. Martinez is on the move here. It's certainly an angle worth the shot. The net is ruffled, but from the outside. Well, they have Lewandowski, but Inter have Dzeko. Oh! And he's hit the bar. Oh, and the follow-up by De Vrij.
Certainly wasn't offside. Just doesn't get above it. And it comes off the crossbar. Certainly doesn't go over the line either.
No, it never looked as though it went over the line. Still looking to break here, and this could be a very effective break. Barella on the ball. Can he put Dumfries through? Well, he's made him just check a bit, but the shot's on it. Dembele. Oh, and it's going to fall for Pedri. Or was it? You might have watched the Manchester City-Copenhagen game yesterday, when Wenger was called in for 3 major decisions in the first half. Now, here's Sergi Roberto, and Dembele is in there, and that's the breakthrough for Barcelona.
First and then get the next ball, and what a pass this is. Mkhitaryan went to sleep. Sergi Roberto plays the perfect cross, and Dembele coming in from the other side with an easy finish. What a massive moment in the game.
1 goal was enough for the home team last week in the reverse fixture. Barcelona want to settle for 1 here, and they might get another one before half-time. Rafinha trying to curl it, and it was an ambitious attempt, a worthy attempt, and it's setting up the 1 goal so far. Oh, and it's gone all the way through, and there's no flag, and Barella has conjured an equaliser out of very little.
Stegen goes down fairly early.
Calhanoglu trying to turn interception into an attack. it's hit both posts and it's gone in.
Eric Garcia's not even looking at the ball. That's a terrible bit of defending. And there's the strike. It couldn't be any better, could it?
Plays it to Dembele. On the ricochet, and Lewandowski. Well, cross is going to come in. Oh, you can't legislate for players slipping. It's Skriniar, who's normally so resolute. And Lewandowski. Who else? 2-2.
Donny, the number 95, it hits him on the shins and takes it beyond Onana.
It's a clever run from Martinez. It will be a shock here if they win it, and they have won it. It's an amazing end. Robin Gosens comes racing up down the left-hand side. He's not fazed by the responsibility, Robin Gosens. Here's De Jong. Oh! It's 3-3.
Tacks it well. It's a great header. Gets that bit of space. He's up against Bellanova, one of the young substitutes who's come on.
What a game. Aslani. Bellanova. Oh, and Ter Stegen right at the end. That's the final touch of a fantastic match.
Yeah, that was just those highlights really did tell the story of the kind of game it was, gripping from the first minute to the last. Joining us to recap the big action from the day is Nick Blackman. Nick is a former professional footballer, of course. He's a Barbadian. He last played for Maccabi Tel Aviv. We saw Maccabi Haifa doing great things in the Champions League on Tuesday. Welcome back, Nick.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Yeah, man. Let's start with that Camp Nou clash, because 6 goals in it. Barca thought they had won it, then Inter thought they had won it, then it was a stalemate, then it finished a stalemate. It had everything, good performances on both halves of the field.
Yeah, it was 2 teams going toe-to-toe, knowing what is at stake, obviously, is passing through the group stages into the knockout stages. And I think Inter Milan would have been, or felt incredibly hard done by not to take the lead. Barcelona have managed to do that through Dembele and thoroughly deserved. And then Inter Milan didn't really knock their confidence. They carried on plugging away, and they caught them on the counter-attack a couple of times and looked extremely dangerous on the counter-attack. And they would be the happiest out of the 2 for the point.
Yeah, I thought that Inter would have employed a lower block than they actually did, and I thought that they would try to be negative from early. But as you noted, the counter-attack was what was the weapon they used to very, very good effect today, and they came and they played very, very, very well. For a team that has been struggling in recent weeks, that was a cracking performance from Inzaghi's men, and nobody would have felt that they didn't deserve it if they managed to win it and take all 3 points.
Yeah, most definitely. I think, as you said, you would have expected them to play a low block and really defend for their lives and hang on for that point. But they've really taken the front foot and taken the initiative. Barcelona's defence was very shaky, and I think they've actually targeted maybe Gerard Piqué. He is ageing, and all their attacks actually started and finished through the right-hand side of the defence, so that will be a worry for Barcelona going forward in the future.
Yeah, definitely a poor defence coming from Barca. Talk to me now about Robert Lewandowski and just the fact that, you know, he gave them that opportunity. Today, when they felt as if all was lost, Robert Lewandowski came in and he made it seem as if it was possible to walk away with all 3 points.
Yeah, Lewandowski has obviously been a goal-scoring supreme for over the last decade, and he's come here to try and win the Champions League. It's looking very, very unlikely that might happen this season, but that's what he's been brought in for. He nearly turned it into the Lewandowski show, but he did manage to get his 91st Champions League goal this evening.
Definitely, and you know, we spoke about Barca being on the brink of a Champions League exit. How do their chances look?
Very slim, especially after the confidence shown this evening by Inter Milan. It doesn't look like they're let their grip on second place go very easily at all. So it's very, very difficult to see them progressing through.
You spoke about, the defensive deficiencies that Barcelona has, but are there areas that you think that Barcelona needs to tighten up on, let's just say they make it to the next round?
I think it's very difficult. I think they've got a new look defence. I don't think it's fantastic. It's, as I've said before, it's aging. So I think it could be time for a new era. They've obviously gone very young in midfield, and I think it may be something that they might look to do in defence and hopefully breed those players coming through for the next decade or so.
Nick, a lot of questions have been asked about Simone Inzaghi's influence on this Inter squad, whether or not he was getting the best out of the players. But I want you to join two games, the game at the San Siro and the game at the Nou Camp today, and the way the Inter players interpreted and executed rather Inzaghi's game plan. I thought they were magnificent at the San Siro with what they wanted to do and how they did that, and I thought today they were even better with that game plan. So what does that say about Inzaghi's touch and his ability to manage a team of this nature?
Yeah, it shows his managerial skills and his qualities. Obviously, he's still young and he's still learning. Obviously, as a player, he's a fantastic player. But I think his ability to implement two totally different game plans in two totally different games is massive. And not only that, he's implemented them, but the players have understood it and taken it on board and really gone out and done it this evening. Yeah, and the word on the performance of Lautaro Martinez, my criticism of him, Nick, has always been that when the big teams are playing Inter, Lautaro Martinez doesn't always show up. He certainly showed up in the second leg today. Yeah, most definitely. He was a real thorn in Barcelona's defence. He played up front this evening with Edin Dzeko, normally, or as he was devastating a couple of seasons ago with Lukaku. So yeah, so hopefully he's going to be back soon from injury and they'll link up through very soon. Lukaku coming back into the fold will be a massive boost, almost like a new signing for them going through into the latter stages of this competition.
Yeah, so as things stand, Barcelona are on 4 points, Inter are on 7, Bayern Munich are on 12, and yeah, just one spot left to be decided from the group. And Barca have to be perfect and hope that Inter stumble. And yeah, it's a long shot. It doesn't look as if we're going to be seeing Barcelona in the knockout round of this Champions League. Stay where you are, Nick. We're going to take a break. When we return, we'll continue with our recap of the action from match day 4 in the UEFA Champions League.